27% of Filipinos experienced being cheated on. The Education Department proposes a trimester system for kindergarten to grade 12. The Senate and the House seek investigations into the Epstein files to uncover links to Philippine-based operations. Nobel Peace Prize laureate Maria Ressa says Donald Trump's narrative warfare is far more insidious than Rodrigo Duterte's. And actor Donny Pangilinan leads the successful staging of the Donato Cup. A social weather station survey says 27% of Filipinos witnessed and experienced being cheated on. The next question is, will the offended party forgive and forget? For 43% of Filipinos, the answer is yes. This demographic believes that even though they've been cheated on, they can still find it in their hearts to trust their significant others again. 36% meantime says once their partner betrayed them, there's no restoring lost trust. The respondents also identified 7 different types of cheating. 11% experienced the most common type, physical cheating. 11% says they had experienced emotional cheating. There may be no physical or sexual interaction, but the cheater gets intimate with someone else on an emotional level. 6% says they experienced cyber cheating, referring to acts of infidelity that happen online. Think video calls or secret chats. 6% says they experienced object cheating. That's when partners spend less time on the relationship because they're too busy, say for example, playing video games. At 5% is financial cheating, when the partner makes secret purchases, hides their debt, or is just outright dishonest about their money. At 4% is micro-cheating. Here, the partner commits small questionable acts like keeping their dating profile up even when they're in a committed relationship or telling a stranger at a bar that they're single. The Department of Education is proposing a trimester system for students in kindergarten to grade 12. Education Secretary Sonny Angara explains the proposal is part of a holistic approach for quality education. Under the system, the school year will be divided into 3 academic terms. The DepEd says the proposed system will still meet the 201 school days in an academic year. Part of the reform includes incorporating mandated school activities and celebrations in classroom instruction to avoid disruption of learning. The proposal comes after the Second Congressional Committee on Education or EDCOM-2 said activities and celebrations take away time from core subjects. The Senate and the House of Representatives both seek investigations into the Epstein files to try and uncover the links between the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and Philippine-based online image cleaning operations. The Epstein files are a trove of documents and communications released by the U.S. Department of Justice on Epstein's dealings with associates and other staff. Some documents reveal Epstein was apparently using his connections to find agencies to help keep his reputation clean online despite his 2010 conviction as a sex offender. The files show there was a Philippine outfit helping to launder his reputation by using search engine optimization techniques and other tactics to drown out negative mentions while bumping up positive associations. House Assistant Minority Leader Gabriela Representative Sara Elago says, quote, "We cannot allow our labor force or institutions to be exploited in ways that may indirectly enable or conceal crimes against women and children." Nobel Peace Prize laureate and the NERV head of global strategy Maria Ressa says US President Donald Trump's narrative warfare during his second term is far more insidious than what she experienced during former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte's term. In an interview with Amanpour and Company, Ressa talked about the NERV's latest report that investigated the first 100 days of Donald Trump's second term. The NERV report argues the Trump administration's actions, particularly the record-high 143 executive orders in the first 100 days, were not meant for open debate in a common civic forum. They were instead content triggers in the virtual world to erode democratic safeguards and intensify divisions until shared reality collapses. She says this is the same thing that happened in the Philippines. Duterte took 6 months, but Trump did it in 100 days. Ressa describes this moment as a tipping point, arguing that once a meta-narrative is seeded in a closed system and amplified opportunistically, it can overwhelm everything else.
This isn't an accident. There's a deliberate political strategy that leverages direct, unmediated communication to bypass traditional checks and balances.
Actor model Donny Pangilinan leads the successful staging of the Donato Cup on Thursday, February 12, an invitational golf tournament at the Canlubang Golf and Country Club. The event raised 500,000 pesos for non-profit organization Moved Philippines, which provides early childhood care and development programs in underserved communities.
Ito talaga yung isa sa mga advocacies that are close to my heart. what some people forget is the time that the brain is developing is really the early stages.
Pangilinan, who celebrates his birthday, shares he initially wanted an intimate tournament of 30 to 50 players, but interest from his other friends and golf enthusiasts resulted in a field featuring 160 participants. He calls golf a humbling sport which taught him life lessons.
It's just all about focusing on the next shot. And I think that's what it teaches me is every time you hit, there's always going to be a better shot. If there's a worse shot, there's always a chance for you to get back from that.
And that's today's wrap. I'm Julian Cirineo. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the Rappler app.